Okay, here we go. We are streaming live and welcome. We are on day 5 of Awaken to Your Spiritual Gifts Challenge. I am your host, Victoria Bond, and I'm hoping that you can hear me today. Let me bring my mic a little bit closer. So if you are here, please come on and say hello. I am just waiting for it all to work and sync up. So while I'm just waiting for people to jump on, I just want to let you know, my name is Victoria Bond. I'm a spiritual empowerment coach, a psychic medium. And if this is your first time jumping on this live or jumping on anything of mine, welcome. If you have known me for a while in different ways, shapes and forms, welcome. And if you are currently doing this challenge and you've been here from day 1, then well done for showing up. If you are literally like jumping on the first time and you haven't actually done the previous days to this, that is totally okay. I have created this, I've got names there. So hi everyone. I've created this 10-day challenge called Awaken to Your Spiritual Gifts in an actual order. An order of like how I awakened my spiritual gifts, which is really cool, but you do not have to do it in order. Okay. So I've created it in order in a way that I woke up, but at the same time, you can do it singular. So I see a lot of people jumping backwards and forwards in the guides, the guides that I have all this content in, and that is totally okay. So you can go back forth, and let's get into it. So let's see who's here on the live stream. Hello, Lindsay, Michelle, Alice, Stacey, Stephanie, Letty, Joanne. Welcome. Hello, Helen, Tanya. So let me know where you guys are from. Let me know if this is your first time on this live doing this challenge, or have you been here the whole time? I am taking notes of people that are sharing this. So I'm giving away a 30-minute one-to-one session with me, and yeah, it's worth thousands of dollars because I don't do sessions for under thousands of dollars. So anyone who is sharing this, showing up to the lives, doing even the replays, #replay, goes into the draw, as long as you tag me so I know that you have actually shared me, and I'm writing down people's names on a piece of paper. Some of you have got like literally 6 or 7 entries into the 30-minute giveaway. So I'm really excited. That will be announced on day 10 when we do a Q&A, and I'm going to do a Zoom link for that because it's really important that you can ask me questions and interact. This is not just any old challenge. This is like a freaking program. It's like a program. I shit you not. We have got this extremely comprehensive workbook here, right? And you can print this off if you haven't done already. You can find this in the guides, the Awaken to Your Spiritual Gifts guide, in this Facebook group, which is called Awaken Community with Victoria Bond. We're going under the Awaken umbrella because awakening happens at different times and speeds for different people, and there's no right or wrong, and there's no hierarchy. It's literally, there's so many parts of us. We are multi-dimensional beings, and we can be quite unconscious in some areas of our life and quite conscious in other parts. The idea of awakening is to open yourself up like a beautiful flower in the correct, I want to say, foundations of doing that. If we try to skip the steps of awakening, then what will actually happen is it's like the egg is cracked too soon, and the little chicken isn't quite ready, right? So it can be a little bit of chaos. It can be a bit premature. So there is a way that we as individuals are here to open ourselves up. We can quantum leap that. We can skip, we jump like timelines. Of course we can, but we really require to go through the steps of being absolutely grounded and coming into self. And today is very close to my heart. Today is very, very close to my heart. Hello, Leslie. Hey, Erica. Love my outfit. Thank you. It's Sunday morning. And today we are doing entity clearing. And I do like to wear white for that. I feel like it's a very pure experience. So got my coffee here. It's got roses on it for all of those if you were here yesterday on challenge day 4, we were talking about signs and synchronicities. Roses are a really big one for me. I've got roses all over my arms. My middle name is Rose, so is my mother's and my grandmother's. And yeah, roses are huge. Quite often spirits are coming through with roses for their loved ones or flowers. Just off the top of my head, now I looked at this. Hello, Rachel. Okay, so day 1, we actually dived into clearing fear. And I showed you my magnificent mediumship entity clearing statement. It was very powerful. You don't need to remember anything. You just needed to be there to experience a massive, incredible clearing. And of course, in this nifty workbook, there's spaces for you to create your own clearing statements. I do go a lot deeper into this in my certification, Magnificent Mediumship, and we do use clearings often because it's a very powerful tool. And so, yeah, also energy clearing, and there's a whole lot more in my programs and in my membership, but I wanted to give you a taste of clearing the fear and flipping fear on its head pretty much and seeing it as a gift. So there were some huge changes there. Day 2, we went into gratitude. Gratitude is super important. I do not get out of bed in the morning until I feel gratitude, and I just feel the feels of the gratitude because I want to jump into the vortex of attitude of gratitude before I get out of bed. I don't want to be a grumpy old lady who is bitter about my life because of the way it panned out, because every day I woke up and I was like, what's the world going to give me today, right? So I make sure I start my day in an attitude of gratitude. Now, if you ask my husband, it hasn't always been this way. In fact, I was not a morning person ever. I used to be extremely, I want to say nearly aggressive in the morning. I shouldn't be jogging his memory like this, but before children and all that stuff, I had actually adopted my dad's energy of being a bit grumpy, right? Walking on eggshells. And if someone woke me up, I didn't realize I was a projector, and I didn't realize that, there's all these other things that came into play. But if someone woke me up early, like a tapping of the teaspoon at 7 o'clock in the morning or whatever, I would lose my shit. I would be like, shut the F up, I'm sleeping. I didn't realize that I had been experiencing burnout my whole life as well. So really interesting when I learned, when my sister-in-law said to me one day, Victoria, choose your mood. Flip. Holy shit. That's all she said. Choose your mood. I changed my mood. And ever since then, I've been able to flip my mood and come straight into gratitude. Gratitude is the key to success, because with gratitude for ourselves, for all of those around us, for the tiny little things. I saw a tiny little feather today and I was like, oh, signs and synchronicities. I saw 444 on the back of a number plate when I was going for a family bike ride yesterday. And I went, oh my gosh, like after the signs and synchronicities. So gratitude is everything, but having the willingness to be willing to be grateful, because there's a whole lot of nuances that comes with that as well. Day 3, we went into the kingdom of we. It was very, like my husband said, I go, how was the live? And he goes, we went to those places that some people won't hear me, some people will drop out, and other people will fall more in love with me because the channel was so intricate and very riddled and weavy and paradoxal, even if that's a word. Okay, and then of course day 4 we went into signs and synchronicities. Signs and synchronicities, we only touched base and we still went over time. We went like over an hour. This is something that in my Magnificent Mediumship certification, we weave through the entire process of the 10-week certification, because the truth is signs and synchronicities and being quiet enough and still enough to observe, right? Those are the times where we become the best readers, because we are noticing in awareness all that is around us. That was a really big class yesterday. Today is, drum roll please, becoming a boss entity clearer. Now, the reason why I've put it in the sequence, we are on day 5 now. I have a rose-scented candle. Do you know what's really funny? I've just got to say, yesterday I went to the shops with my husband and the kids, and I went into this little warehousey shop, and there was all these rose candles and rose incense. I love incense, all down to $1. So I bought them all up. The incense smells like shit, and it was probably not ethically made or something, because I'm just like, yuck. But that's not the point. The point is Rose was sticking out at me a lot yesterday. And so I must remember that as a huge sign and synchronicity for me. Okay. So becoming a boss entity clearer, why is this so close to my heart? And why have I put it on day 5 out of day 10? Now, for me to get to where I am now and to propel forward to where I'm going, I had to understand how to utilize my fear, how to be in gratitude, how to look after me and choose me before anybody else. And I had to learn how to read the signs and synchronicities to become the ultimate medium of my dreams. I wanted to be a very potent medium, because it's not something I take lightly to tell people that I've got their dead person next to me, right? Like it's you've got to have a lot of compassion, got to have a lot of bedside manner, if you will. And I worked on those pillars, if you will, those points of my expansion. And then the next thing that came in was the entity clearing. I went to an entity clearing workshop, which is usually $250. I had no money. Did not have $250 to give away to our workshop, that's for sure. And I've been wanting to do this workshop for so long. And then all of a sudden my sister goes, whoa, this guy Herman is leaving town, and he's putting on the entity clearing workshop for free to say thank you to Taranaki, which is a place I came from, for having him. And it's just a koha, it's just a donation if you want. And I went, oh, it's meant to be. So I'd gone through all these different points of my expansion. I knew I was going through an awakening. I was just coming out of deep depression. And I went to this entity clearing workshop, and it changed my life. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about that and what I did, and we're going to go through entity clearing today. All right, say hello, if you're here. We're always looking for somewhere to live, and after yesterday, I realized the building name is Rose, and now you have the Rose Cup. Yep, I have a lot of grandmas that come through and use Rose and come to me, and roses and the signs and synchronicities are very, very, very powerful. So I'm not surprised. Rose when lighting the candles. Yeah, rose, rose, rose. For those of you who did signs and synchronicities, here's a sign for you if it's popping for you, right? Okay, so hashtag replay if you're on replay before I go into this channel. And this is a very powerful, powerful conversation. And those of you who have done magnificent mediumship, you know how powerful this is. This is something else we thread through the entire of magnificent mediumship certification. Why? Because entity clearings is hugely important, because we are a human and a being, and we get really, I want to say sometimes, overwhelmed and overstimulated with other entities and other spirits around us, right? So entities aren't just spirits. They're not just human beings that have passed away. No, we have got all sorts of beings. This is something I go through deeply with my students is, what is the energy of giants and mermaids? What is the energy of like demons? What is the energy of fairies? What is the energy of like the consciousness of children? Like, what is the energy of there's so many things. Goblins, trolls. Sounds kind of crazy, but I do desire to expand your mind a little bit more. What is the energy of like a spirit who is functioning from a lower expression of itself, or like consumed in its shadow, right? What is this? And once we understand our own energy, our own being energy, our own aura energy, our own self energy, human and being and soul, then we can recognize others so much deeply with no judgment, just with awareness, right? Does this make sense to you? If this makes sense to you, let me know. Put a yes, it makes sense. Yes. If it doesn't make sense, bear with me and say it doesn't make sense, right? Just let me know where you're at so I can. Hello, Nicole. Nice to see you again. Let me know. we've created this for you to use. Okay. So you can create your own entity clearing statements today. But for me to understand what an attachment is, right? And this is something I go deeper into my membership. Okay. A membership is my ongoing low cost portal where I do lives weekly. But I do little mini videos about attachments and walk-ins and demons and clearing houses. All that type of stuff is all in there. It's plugged into this membership. And, I was just saying the other day that when it comes to attachments, we have to really understand that we are spirit. Just looking for myself on flight mode. So we are spirit. We just have a human body, but we seem to put spirit on pedestals and we seem to fear the unknown. I've got a spleen, a defined spleen. I've been shitting myself in fear since I was 4 years old about the devil, scared into submission, right? Until I was able to actually go, hang on, what do I believe and what is true? Am I the strongest entity in my reality, or is there powers at be that are stronger than me, right? Sounds kind of crazy. And in this world, we've needed those hierarchy systems. We've needed the control systems, clearly, because human beings are not taking goddamn responsibility for their own power. We need to do that. And for me to do that, I went to this entity clearing workshop. I didn't know what it was, but I knew my sister had said, it's a koha, come along. I took $40. It was the most I could possibly pay at the time. And I learned what a chakra system was. Didn't know before that. This was 7 years ago, right? And I realized that from my heart down was closed off. Like it was like totally stiff. I was not grounded, but I was seeing Emma Healy. I was seeing the spirit everywhere. I was psychic as if, but not grounded. So therefore, I was not in control of anything. If it wasn't for spirits holding me, I don't know what would have happened. It was absolutely crazy. What I learned about was things that blew my mind so much that I was like, starseed? What? Do you mean that we have been here more than once? I kind of get that, but what do you mean I've come from a different planet? What do you mean that my soul has experienced different, like nearly alien planets? No, this shit is mind-blowing, but it felt energetically correct. So this guy from this entity clearing workshop, he messaged me, said, thanks for coming, Victoria. There's something I want to tell you. Would you mind jumping on a Skype with me? And I was like, what? This is weird. I'm in my early 30s and I'm just like, okay, I know that I've got this ability with spirit, but I'm still just playing, like, whatever is this? I jump on the Zoom and he says to me, I noticed that you had an attachment. And this attachment came when you were born. As soon as you were born, there's a certain attachment that came on. I've not seen it with many people, but I've seen it with you. This shows to me that you are like the star seed. You're this energy. And I would say you are like a high priestess of, one of these planets, and you've come down here to make a big impact in the world. I had a friend there at the time, and I literally was nervous laughing because I was like, I know you're not crazy, but this sounds crazy. And I said, look, yeah, are you saying I'm an alien? I actually said that to him, and he goes, well, yeah, you have definitely come from another planet and you definitely are here to make a big impact. And I'm just telling you, this is what I've seen. And it was no skin off his nose, like if what I did with it, but he wanted to help me for free out of the kindness of his heart. And he was charging $250 for an entity clearing, which he went on to teach me. And now I teach that. He was one of probably my great mentors, and I didn't realize it at the time. Hello. I'm blowing my mind. Well, Rachel, have you inquired about coming to my membership yet? I think you'd love it in there. Okay. So here I am sitting here going starseed, 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 starseed. And I thought I'd sit on it. And I literally left the call and I was like, yeah, let's just pretend that didn't happen, because this is reality. And what he's talking about is next level, blow your mind, cray cray. I was brought up Catholic. So it was like heaven, purgatory, hell, here are your rules. Obey. Ask for forgiveness if you had sex before marriage. Ask for forgiveness if you talked badly about someone, whatever, you'll be forgiven. Like, it was this kind of this way of living. And now I'm being told I'm from another alien, when I've been told that aliens are evil and bad. Shit. So I go to bed and I just kept hearing starseed, starseed, starseed. You are a starseed. You are a starseed. You are a starseed. And I'm just like, I'm insane. Messaged him 3 days later and I said, okay, I believe you. I'm ready to hear more. What the hell? And he helped me. He helped me. And I must have been a pain in the ass, always in his DMs going, but I don't get it. What are you talking about? That man changed my entire life. I owe him a lot. And he probably will never know how much he changed my life. Entity clearing is such a huge part of awakening to your spiritual gifts. Entity clearing and understanding your own energy is huge. I sleep alone quite often. I like to work in my own space. I like to be and contemplate myself with myself, not just because I'm a projector, but because I need to understand what my human is telling me is this ecosystem that I be, and also what my being is telling me as well. When I'm with others, I can read them so well that I sometimes think their feelings are my feelings. Okay. So this is more energy shifting and energy clearing. And that's something I do go very deep into in my programs and my membership. But when it comes to entities, right, we've got to understand that my husband's in energy. My husband's an entity. He is. He's a spirit with a body, and a spirit comes under the umbrella entity. But then entities are also a lot of other different things. So my children and my husband, they're entities. If they're in my aura, right, that is constant conversations with our energies. So I detox myself from that and I get clear on who I am. But what happens when we have an entity that has clung on to us, clung on to our aura? When I met this man who helped me, Herman, I had so many energies and entities, and I say energies because we can get soul fragments and we can get other people's thoughts even cling on to us. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but it's what the guides have been telling me recently. We even create our own entities in our mind, but these are like little energies, and also spirits and the other things, right? Like I mentioned, the dragons and the fairies and the trolls and the pixies, the angels, the light beings, there's wizards, there's all these different energies. I've seen freaking a wizard who was just about to try to attack me and mess with me because they didn't want me to become more conscious to come out and share this stuff. Right. So I had to get a friend to help me. I actually had to pay this incredible healer guy to do the work for me to help clear him up. Mind-blowing, totally mind-blowing. Wherever we're trying to be more conscious, there is always going to be a lower expression entity trying to hold us back. But then on the other side, there's these higher expression, higher frequency beings, the light beings, the angels, our ancestors, our spirit teams and guides, which are a couple of different things there. Again, I go deeper into magnificent mediumship with that. And what happens is we're the middleman, right? We are the man, but we are the middleman. So we have to come into, I am the strongest entity. Please write it down in your book. I am the strongest entity. Put it in the chat box. I am the getting distracted by messages. I am the strongest entity in my reality. I will not be attacked in my night when I'm sleeping. So I'm going to have to get a tissue in a minute. I feel like I'm clearing a lot today. I will not allow people to dump their shit on me, their baggage, their entities. I will not allow demons to fuck with me or spirits to harass me. Are you kidding me? Who are you people? And why do you think it's okay to let them do that to you? Right? Now I'm probably triggering you. I'm the strongest entity in my reality. Thank you, Tanya. Yes, everyone, write it down. I am the strongest entity. Copy and paste Tanya's. Is good enough. Yes, spiritual attacks every time I feel I feel I'm so in my full light. My kids too. Aha. Yes. I'm in my full light. Oh my God, I'm getting attacked. What is that, Brianna? What is that? What is that? I'd love to know. I know what it is. I'm the strongest entity. I'm the strongest entity. I'm the strongest entity. Okay. So first thing I teach in my programs is that you're the strongest entity in your reality. In fact, you are spirit. There's no reason to be afraid of spirit because you are spirit. You're not afraid of humans, are you? Most of us aren't afraid of humans. I'm more afraid of humans than I am spirit because spirit don't have bodies, and I don't know if I can trust humans. Why? Because humans have got so much conditioning and points of views and judgments and considerations. Spirit, yes, they do too. But with spirits, it's energy I'm dealing with, not energy and physicality, right? It's a physical thing. Like someone can hurt me with their human, right? But well, they can't because there's a whole lot of energy work that I put into that stuff as well. When it comes to energy flowing and shifting and pulling and expanding, all that type of stuff. But I am more afraid of the unpredictable human than I am of energy because I'm very aware of all the different types of entities out there. Well, not all of them, because that would be very arrogant to say. There's a lot of entities. How is this resonating with you guys? How is this feeling for you? I'm just going to grab myself a tissue. Got my box of tissues here. Excuse me. I knew this was going to be very, very powerful. Sometimes your nose can run. Sometimes you can get hot. Sometimes you can get cold. Sometimes you can get shaky. Sometimes you can get wired. After yesterday's session, I felt like, whoa, so much. There was so much potency in our session. There was so much potency going back into like this, into the stories of my growth, and this is a journey of me, right? This is a journey of what I went through, and how I went through it. So some will resonate, some won't resonate with you, and that's totally okay. But all of a sudden, these feelings of guilt have been coming up this morning. These feelings of addiction, these feelings. And I was speaking to Luke about it this morning, and I was like, I'm feeling guilty. And I know that guilt is only there to serve you so you don't go ahead and do the same dumb shit that you did last time that made you feel guilty. Just to humanize it a bit. And looks like, yeah, well, taking guilt going forward isn't something that, is required. And I was like, I know, why am I feeling guilty? And then I realized what it was. The addiction that I held on to, the addiction of alcohol, the addiction of drama. I'm ready to let all addictions go, right? Now, I haven't had an alcohol problem for a long time, probably like 11 years. But the fact that I still wanted alcohol in my life, just in case, it's like having a heroin, needle, just in case. Eventually you're going to be like, okay, I'm having a weakness here. And I realized that addiction is very, very connected to entities. Quite often when it took me on the guides took me on a big trip this morning, right? So essentially when we have addiction, which is trying to blind us from the consciousness that we're choosing going forward. So it detours us into the drama or into the alcohol or whatever the pattern is to try and switch off and not see the light going ahead. That is where the demons are coming in. That is where our own inner demons come in. I'm not going to get too much into the nitty gritty because this is a free challenge / program. I go a lot deeper in my membership, Magnificence, and obviously Magnificent Mediumship, the certification. I don't want to freak anyone out, but we have our own inner demons and we are creating these ourselves. My own inner demon is working from my subconscious of, not wanting to be successful and wanting to stay small. So self-sabotaging. We all self-sabotage in one shape or form. We all are our own worst enemy when it comes to up-leveling. I just want to see what Brianna said. Brianna, did you comment? She didn't. So I find it interesting when we only get to some point and then we're like, we're getting spiritually attacked, right? And it is a true thing. It is a true thing. People are. I have had clients say, her and her husband were lying there in bed, and all of a sudden they both saw this huge wardrobe falling on them, and they were like no! Like I'm pretty sure they both saw it. It wasn't. It was an entity a lower frequency energetic entity trying to freak them out. Now, I don't want you to be afraid of lower expression frequency entities, right? Don't be afraid of them. It's just an expression. Just like there's asshole humans around, there's asshole spirits around, and there is all trickster entities around. And then there's also fairies and angels and all these amazing things of the highest vibrations, frequency, and realms that are here to help us. Now, we've got a lower expression and a higher expression of ourselves, but I'm not a bad person, right? Have I done some shitty things? Yeah, everyone has. And we're probably not even aware of how many people we've actually accidentally hurt or whatever. But when we come into judgment and guilt, and that's what was happening with me this morning, I was going, what is this guilty feeling? I feel sick to my stomach about something that I may have done. And I went into judgment of myself, and I had to work through that. And then you realize, well, maybe there's an entity. Maybe there's an entity attached to me. Maybe there's someone talking to me. Maybe there's someone wanting me to feel like shit about myself so I don't grow and become more conscious. Well, that would make sense. Look at all the systems that have been put in place. Look at all the programming on television and movies. It's everywhere. Enjoy it. Enjoy it, but be aware of it. We have to be aware of all the expressions and not go into judgment of what is good or bad or wrong or right. I only felt guilty because I'm feeling like I shouldn't have done those things, or I actually feel guilty because the things that I did went against myself, my own values, where I was losing control and I was using addiction to fill myself up, which was never going to give me anything, right? I'm not that person anymore. I was young and I was experiencing things. Don't let guilt or shame or your past come up and try to stop you going forward in the future, because that could be an entity trying to stop you. There's so many layers to this. So many layers. When I went to this entity clearing workshop, everything changed and I've never looked back. There was still the layers to work through of myself, of the postnatal depression, of the spirit. How the hell do I talk to these spirits that are constantly smacking me in the face and I don't know how to communicate? Obviously, I figured all that out, and signs and synchronicities help with that. But the biggest thing I realized was the exhaustion I was having, the night terrors. So Brianna, you're not alone if you're still here. Like, it was petrifying. I can see why people feel like they're going insane. I can see why. I watched a catfish last night, and the girl was schizophrenic, and she said that she had voices in her head always commentating what she was doing. And now you're doing this, and now you're doing that. Was it a chemical imbalance, or was it an entity talking to her? She takes the meds, the voices aren't gone, right? It was coming, it was intrusive. It was from the outside. First thing I said to Luke, and maybe I shouldn't have had this point of view, I said, wow, she's a medium. That's what I said. She's a medium. You think you're going insane, but you just don't understand what is you and what is something else, right? There's so many parts to this. Like I say, I can only go so deep in here. I go much deeper in my other portals. Once I cleared my aura of all of the attachments, and there was a few, because I was so fucked up. I was so tired all the time. I didn't know if I was Arthur or Martha, literally, because I was just like, free for all, come and use this human battery. You know, all of her barriers are down, all of her, you know, boundaries, she got none. Come and drink her blood and get some energy. That is exactly what was happening to me. Pure exhaustion, being way too available for spirit, so much that I was lying there awake going, why have I got mind chatter? Why is that song going over and over and over again? Why am I seeing feathers everywhere? Like, Spirit will give you as much as you are available for. And I was available for all of it because I did not know that I had to have boundaries with Spirit. I didn't know that there was entities drinking my energy. Right? How does this sound to you? Am I creeping you out yet? Let me know. Put it in the chat box. Put it in the chat box. How do you feel? Do you ever feel guilt, or do you ever feel shame? Do you ever feel a sinking feeling of unworthiness? Like, I'm not good enough. Who am I to do that? I wanted to go do this, and then I changed my mind. The shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Who functions from shoulda, coulda, wouldas? Put it in the chat box. Let me know. Let me know. No, Stephanie? No, doesn't make sense. Let me know what you mean. Please enhance on that. Yep. It can freak the shit out of you. Yeah. Unless you realize we are the strongest energy. Yeah. You are the strongest entity and energy in your reality. You are spirit. You are, right? I'm only going so deep here because I know I'm going deep, and I know some people aren't ready to hear this, but you are in the Awaken to Your Spiritual Gifts challenge / program here. So I will be very honest and very raw with you. And there is always so much greatness and high expression, more than you've ever experienced. I believe we are essentially here on hell and here in heaven. And it's really a choice on how. I think many of us locked ourselves into purgatory, where we are stuck in the past looping. Is that not hell? Making sense. Always feel unworthy. Do you have an entity attached to you, Lindsay? Feel it. Do you have an entity attached to you? I had a moment. Oh, hey, Tiger Lily. I had a moment of that yesterday, but recovered. Yeah. And that was your birthday yesterday too. Yeah. I feel numb with guilt today. Yes, Alice. So that's the thing. I felt guilt today. And I was like, whoa. So I had to go talk to my husband about it, because I was like, babe, I'm feeling guilty about shit that I did 15 years ago. What the flying. I also, like, whatever's happening at the time, there's an echo. So we've had like Naughty Girls, which is a fishing competition here in Whangamata, where I live. And the last time I went into that, I got really drunk. Right. And then it ended up in tears because of all these different dramas. We were hanging out with some toxic people that weekend who I no longer associate with, because yeah, like that just wasn't working in our relationship. But why am I feeling guilt? It's connected to an addiction. That addiction is connected to entities. Is this still relevant for me? Okay, that's what we're going to ask, Alice. We're going down some loopholes here. I know. Mind chatter, no boundaries. This was me a few years ago. So maybe it's not relevant now. I would say it probably isn't, because you're in my membership. And so I know how high level you are. All the voices, I'm loving the deepness. I get it. Yeah. Okay. That's good. Today, our birthdays used to be a trigger for me big time, but I've worked on it and it gets better each year. Yeah. Same birthdays. Oh, don't put attention on me. I don't deserve anything. Oh no. But what if you give me something and I can't give back because I've been told that I have to give back and I can't just take? I'm learning to stop negative thoughts, to turn them into positive thoughts, raising my vibration. It's taking the time to step out of and assess, where is this coming from? Is this something to be cleared? And does this belong to me? Absolutely. And as you know, Roxanne, because you have worked with me in Magnificent Mediumship Certification, I'd love to see you in my membership, by the way. What you know to be true is 99% of our thoughts, feelings, and emotions actually do not belong to us. Why don't they belong to us? Are we going through them? Yes, we're going through them, but they don't belong to us because it's usually a mistaken belief or a program or a system that we've brought into. So who the hell am I really? You are a combination of everything, and it's a beautiful combination. The question really is who am I choosing to be going forward? Right? I know from the feelings that I'm getting today, I will never touch another drop of alcohol, because alcohol is my poison. It is my addiction. I come from a line of alcoholics. It is a gateway for entities. It's not a gateway for heroin. It's a gateway for entities for me. And entities have a field day with me. And I'm extremely powerful. And I have cleared millions and millions and millions of entities. If you've been in Magnificent Mediumship Meet with me, you know that we clear thousands pretty much every time we get together. Okay, it's very, very powerful. You are me, right? We are in a mirror of each other. You are strong and very, very powerful. We then go into the human mind of comparing. Oh, okay, well, so what if I'm powerful and I'm special and they're powerful and then they're special? That makes me not special, right? You got to remember, you are human. You came down here. You chose to be in this body. And not a lot of people want to come down and be in a body. They do, but they don't because they know it's hard work, right? Okay, so where are we at? Wow, we've been going for 40 minutes. I hope you're getting a little understanding of... Actually, no, I take that back. It's not about understanding it. It's about feeling what I'm saying. This is why only people that are ready for this intensity come and work with me, because I will tell you exactly my interesting point of view, and then you can shift yours. I'm not all love and light and all over the show, only, love and light, only love and light, only love and light. Because I believe that today, by me and Alice as well, going into the feeling of what is this guilt giving me? What is this awareness? How can I be my true self to my highest potentials? I think that shadow work is beautiful. Now, will I play with demons? No fucking way, because I'm not a dumbass. Will I be aware of them? Yes. Will I clear them? Yes. Will I notice myself and the parts of me that I don't like? Yes. Will I allow those parts to come forward so I can witness them and hold them and send them to the true white light? Yes. Am I the most powerful being? Do I have anything to be afraid of? Absolutely not. I am the most powerful being and I have nothing to worry about. So it was very scary. And if this feels pretty intense for you, let me know if this is feeling intense for you. Stacey's like, woohoo, truth. It's never too intense for you, Stace. But if this is feeling intense for you and you're like, whoa, let me know, because if you're being triggered right now, it's not a bad thing, right? If I'm shaking up your beliefs a little bit, it's not a bad thing. What do I know to be true for me? Just like when I laughed at the guy, Starseed, me, a high priestess, I think you may have me confused with somebody else in the class. Nope, it was you, Victoria. What? I'm just a mum. I'm just a hairdresser. I'm a person who never passed school. I'm from a little town. I married my high school boyfriend. We've gone through so much trauma and healing. Like me, a starseed from a different planet who's here to make a big impact on the world. Okay. But I grew into the knowledge that I am an all-knowing being, and so are you. And we are a combination of masters, and we're here to bring a high level of consciousness to planet Earth and help the universe, help the entire universe. We are light beings, and we're here to experience the polarity, and we're here to actually understand and remember who we are. And there is going to be entities that are specifically designed to keep us in a certain level of unconsciousness. Okay, so this is literally this is my teaching. This is literally what I believe to be true, that I have received from so many guides, so many mentors, gurus, teachers, and what has resonated with me. So first and foremost, I'm an entity clearer before I am a psychic medium. And I've taken you through the process in the last 5 days, the process of combating the fear, right? And flipping it around and seeing the higher expression of the fear. And then, of course, the gratitude, being in the attitude of gratitude. Of course, the kingdom of we. Am I doing this just for me or for the kingdom? I'm doing it all for the kingdom, but I start with me. And then, of course, we go into signs and synchronicities. That's how you start to read. But you still have to understand me before you read, right? For the we. And now it's the entity clearing. So let me have a look. I feel numb, but pushing through. Sorry for laughing. I need to hear this. It's time to move forward. Yeah. And if you're new here, like Lindsay and Tanya, you're probably quite new. So you're probably not used to my intensity. So I am a projector and my aura is extremely piercing. So I may seem quite intense for you. I'll read your one in a second, Stephanie. So I invite you to drop your barriers and expand and keep your eyes, like even maybe like lie down and have your eyes shut. You don't need to watch me because that may be even more overstimulating. Now, people like Helen and Stacey, Roxanne, a lot of these people have done my work. They've been with me for years. So when I say this, it's just reminding them, and they're like, They pretty much had those barriers around them cracked. So then they can just go, okay. So it's not as abrasive. I know a few of them, when they came in, they're like, whoa, this is intense, but there's truth to it. And this is what I say when I went to that entity clearing workshop. It was shocking to think that I was a starseed, some type of light worker, and I was going to create an impact on the world. I was like, no, I'm just going to keep doing hair. Right. Now I'm no longer a hairdresser. I haven't touched hair for a few years, and I am creating impact and speaking truth, and it is intense, and I'm a truth seeker, a truth speaker, but I also believe there's layers of truth. I don't believe everything is black and motherfucking white. I believe that everything is layered, and your truth is your truth, whether you're a Christian or whether you are like into Buddhism. Like, I don't believe that you're wrong or you're wrong. I believe that you're right in exactly what you believe. So this is my truth, and take what you want from it. But just please know that being a boss entity clearer means that you understand who the hell you are, and you can understand and recognize the other entities around you. Okay. I had an episode last week. I felt overwhelmed with exhaustion for a few days. Trip to a beach would do me good. I broke down at the beach, felt crazy. I went home and cried. Was I going through an entity attachment? I now think I was. What do you know about that? What do I also say? I'm not God. Could I tap in and tell you? Probably. What do you know about that, Stephanie? You're already psychic as. You've been in my vortex for a while. You've been dabbling with coming into my different programs, right? You know that you're a medium. What do you know about that? I feel like we are coming out of our shells. I believe we are taking back our bodies. That's something way too intense. So it's in my membership when we talk about walk-ins and stuff, something I won't talk about here on a free community page because it is intense and not everyone's ready for it. I love the truth. It's real. I tell the truth. My human didn't like this to start with. I stayed. Yeah. You were like, what? And then you just like kept coming. I'm so proud of you, Helen. I stayed, and my soul understands so much more. Yeah, it will start to make sense as it needs to. Yeah. And this is that taster. This whole thing is a taster to open yourself up to more so you can receive more. Totally crazy. Clouds just came over and now it's getting really dark. Crazy. Reflecting on the importance of entity clearing is exercise 1. Everything I've said to you, some of you might want to come back and do this again. Some of you, I'm just reminding you of what you already know because you've already been through my Vortex's Magnificent Mediumship. Some of you are in Magnificence, my membership. So why is it important for you to be an entity clearer? Now, I don't know any other mediumship programs. I don't know of any other mediumship programs or memberships like mine who focus on mediumship, but actually put the entity clearing in the same level, the same stage of that. It's so important. I teach my mediums to clear entities before they read and to clear energy as well, because too many readers, and I've experienced this as a projector by witnessing people reading for me, putting their own points of views into their readings they're doing for me. No fucking thanks. I don't want your point of view. Like, you shouldn't have a judgment of me, right? You should just be holding space for me and telling me what's coming through as a clear channel. To be a clear channel, if you want to awaken to your spiritual gifts, you must understand your own energetics. What is the expression of me that I'm being, and who do I truly be? When at entity clearing, am I exhausted? Like Stephanie, I would say, to be completely honest with you, love, you would have gone to the beach and you would have cleared yourself. Right. I've been really bringing through this energy recently of people going and swimming. I've been swimming in water holes and stuff when I come back from cacao ceremonies as a baptism, as a rebirth, because every day is a rebirth, every cycle, every rhythm. And if I always say, if there's any entities attached to me, leave immediately or step the fuck back, man, because I need to hear myself. Sometimes you feel like the room is full, right? And there's a lot of spirits in here today, I'm not going to lie, but you can feel the room is full. When there's no one around you, it's because the room is full. Why do you never feel like you're alone? You know? Okay. Hi, Teal. Hey, Mimi, how are you? Okay, so how will entity clearing help you grow as a human? I want your brain to realize you may not have been taught this at school, but this is the first thing that I taught my children. First thing I taught them was they were the most powerful being in their reality. First thing I taught them was they are not just a human body. They are a being. They are a soul. And I thank them every day, actually most days, for choosing me to be their mum. I acknowledge that my son was a king, right? I acknowledge that my daughter was like my mother or something like that. Like, I acknowledge these things. Do they impact my life? No, not really. I just respect. I really respect how we've come together in communion as a family, as a soul family, right? I don't see my daughter and son as, I treat them like my daughter and son. Like I give them what they need. I nurture them. I'm their mother, but I see them as so much more. I see all of our lives and all of the streams and all the consciousness we're creating together. It's not me just working and the kids going to school. It's like we are creating an incredible reality together as souls. I start expanding beyond what the concepts are of this everyday life. And I come into the stillness and the awareness of what is truly happening around me on a much, much larger level. Yes, it's numbing to begin with. Yes, the guilt will come up to release the old so we can step forward. It's the guilt and the shame that keeps us small. So we don't go fuck up again, but we can't fuck up when we're moving forward, can we? Ah, long shower grounding before. Yes, I'm feeling the need to swim. Yeah, and swimming every day. Well done. Yeah, it's beautiful. So learning about the different clearing methods and choose one that resonates with you. Okay, so there is so much that my team and I have created. It's all my words, but my team helped create this workbook. We have got tomorrow, we've got conversations with spirit. So, I mean, seriously, this is so next level. If it's resonating with you, let me know. How are you feeling right now? If you want to know more about coming into magnificence, it's $19 a week. It's legit a no-brainer, and you can cancel anytime with a week's notice. If you want to know more about that, put a star in the comments, okay? And I will slide into your DMs and get back to you. If you want to know more about magnificent mediumship, the certification, you want to jump on a call with me, then also let me know, put it in the chat box. The difference with the membership is ongoing. It's weekly. There's lives like this, but it's on a Zoom, so you can ask me questions. There's trainings. It's like a phenomenal program that's forever going with little snippets of things, bite-sized learnings, if you will, still intense though. And the certification, the certification is $4,500, but you get your certificate and you have me very intensely for 10 weeks in a portal, plus you get a digital program and so much, so much. Okay, so are you scared of releasing the entities? What is the feeling that you get? Do you see a yes? Do you see a no? Put it in the chat box. Are you afraid of letting go of the entities, or are you excited to let go of them? Your life will change when you really get to those core entities. I'm just watching my words here. I don't want to freak anyone out. Those core entities that are holding you back from being your most conscious self. You are choosing all of this, right? Are you afraid? Nope, say it's not. Would love to do again. Yes, really been working on myself lately. Here's to the money blocks finally shifting. Yeah. is fucking phenomenal, and it transforms every single time. I'm writing a book because I love my program so much. My book is called Magnificent Mediumship. My program's called Magnificent Mediumship. And for those who can't afford the $4,500 right now, and that's New Zealand dollars, by the way, so it's quite affordable in American dollars. I have got the $19 a week membership for those who just cannot seem to make it or aren't ready for the certification. Yes, but have to release them. Yes, but have to release them. They no longer serve me. Can't wait to read my book. Thank you. I'm so excited. It's nearly done. I feel like there's resistance. Okay, I'm going to do a clearing, and then I'm going to do an energy clearing, and then I'm going to do an entity clearing. So, by the way, this is what I teach in MM, and this is what I work through with you in the membership. So anywhere that you're not allowing yourself to see your truest potential and know that you are the strongest entity, and know that you can take your body back and actually thrive forward in your own light without requiring the light of other entities in your reality. Will you shift that now? That's big. Wow. Anywhere that you are coming from the past, and the past is dictating the future. And in fact, there may be an entity holding you back from being your greatest self. And maybe you have chosen that entity. Anywhere you're not taking responsibility for actually having these entities attached to you. Anywhere that you have not been ready to release them because you haven't believed in yourself throughout all time, spaces, and dimensions, any oaths or vows or fealties or communities or loops, contracts. Are you ready now to release all of those mistaken beliefs and limitations? Anything that doesn't allow you to do that, will you dissolve and eliminate now? Thank you. Yep, I'm talking in riddles. Don't try to understand what I'm saying, because your mind will blow up. Talking to your being. It's always a choice. I'm not here to make you do anything. I'm not here to convince you or persuade you to change your beliefs. Like, don't go from, I was Christian, now she said this, so I can't be, or I'm into Buddhism, or, whatever. Like, believe whatever the fuck you want to believe. Like, I don't even label. I only call myself a spiritual empowerment coach so people understand what that is. Am I spiritual? I don't know. I'm a psychic medium. Do that just means I talk to entities? I'm just a being. I'm a being of light who is here to share an impact. Well, I don't care the words that are attached to that, right? Okay, you're ready, you're ready, you're ready. And if you are on replay right now, so some people probably already left. I guarantee you some people would have left, because what I'm doing today is extremely intense. Extremely intense. And some people go, hell no, I'm not ready to let go of my entities. I like the interesting points of views, the polarity that I have within my body. But what happens when you let go of your entities? All of a sudden you have space. Why are people afraid of space? Because then they start thinking. Are you still here, Alice? Oh, you are here, Alice. I was just about to say to you, my love, I was about to say, the space creates the thinking, right? So then we've got to come into the point of thinking. We can talk about that in Magnificent, so my love. So when we do our live on Thursday. So when we have space, then we have freedom. And when we have freedom, then we realize that we have more choice, and that we realize that nothing is holding us back. And then we can go forward and be our brightest, most potent selves. And so many of us are afraid of failure or success or disappointing people or being judged. It always comes back down to the shadows. So a lot of people are too afraid to clear their entities. And this is why I spend so much time on fear and entity clearings in my programs. I'm glad it makes sense, Tanya, because you're so new to me. Okay, so I command any inorganic beings to release their hold and step away from you now. I command any inorganic beings to release their hold and step away from your house now. When I do these clearings, I'm extremely potent. Now, my entity clearer guy who taught me this stuff, who was a soul mentor of mine, who I no longer talk to, and he probably has no idea what I'm up to, but I would message him and say, can you check this person? I just cleared them. Can you check this person? I just cleared them. And he would go, wow, that's amazing. And he'd give me these little things, go clear this person, this person, this person. I'd do it. And then he would check in, and I was very, very accurate. Now, No, I didn't ask for permission. But the thing is, we're always asking for permission energetically. Verbally is completely different. I have had experiences, I go deeper into this in EMM, but I've had experiences where I haven't cleared my husband for 3 days because he was on medication, right? He was on medication, painkillers, very intense, like morphine, I think it kind of was, for breaking his back. Didn't clear him for 2 or 3 days. He felt that because I was clearing him every day because his aura was weaker and he was getting attachments and he was acting out of character. He was acting quite frustrated, a little bit not aggressive, but like kind of thing. And for him, he's chill. He's chill, Bill. So people coming off sleeping pills, people coming off drugs, people being in hospitals, wherever there's a lot of entities, I'd be clearing all these people and seeing huge results. I write about this in my book. Huge, huge, huge results from entity clearing. You just received an entity clearing from me, right? This is something that I usually charge when I was charging for it. Like now I'm too busy teaching and magnificence and magnificent mediumship and having one-to-ones, but I used to charge $250 for a clearing. I command any inorganic beings to release their hold and step away from you now. I say it with intensity. I don't go, did it work? I command any inorganic beings to release their hold and step away from me now. Did it work? No. I'm like, get the fuck out. What are you doing? Get out of my house. Don't wake me up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Who do you think you are? I'm not available for this. First thing I teach in MM is boundaries with spirit, boundaries with human. Okay, makes sense. There's many different types of clearings that I do. I do demon clearings. I close portals. I literally open portals. We time travel. We do all different types of stuff, especially when it comes to the galactic, especially with the light language that comes through. We are here for massive big shifts. And one of the things I've been doing in my MM, and some of you have been here as well, I click my fingers both times. That's my little thing, leave. One of the things that I've been doing in this last couple of years is clearing masses of entities, masses and masses and masses and masses and masses of them. There's a lot of spirits stuck on the earth because they're too afraid to go through the white light or whatever it is, because they're so scared they're going to go to hell or purgatory. So they're just looping here on earth. I clear them all the time. All of a sudden I'll have an attachment and it's a lady from the 1910 or whatever. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I've been watching you and I'm kind of like intrigued. Like, can I pass over? Yeah, I can help you. Why are you so afraid? Oh my God, because I fell in love with somebody and, I had sex before marriage. Oh my God, like, so they get stuck here. But the problem is they get stuck on us because they need to anchor down. She's not bad. Shit, she's probably actually real. I'm probably going to have to clear her soon. So she's not bad. She actually is a spirit. It's so funny. It always happens. She's not bad. She just needs to be re-educated on the way that it is, right? I had sex before marriage too. Oh, it's so layered. But today, and I'm going to wrap this up because we've been over an hour now. This is what happens. I'm so passionate about this. Please let me know if this makes sense to you. Put it in the chat box. If you are here on replay, #replay. Okay. Let me know how this is feeling. If you want to know more about my membership, put a star in. Some of you are sitting there just waiting, feeling out. Do I do this? Do I do this? If you desire a higher level of consciousness and you want this intensity, go for it, right? If you're not ready for it, sweet as. But my intention today was to educate and to expand your mind on what else is possible. And my main point here was you are the strongest entity in your reality. I thread this through massively in my certification. You are powerful. Yesterday, I buzzed out and I said to Luke, whoa, what I'm doing online is so out the gate. It makes no sense to my neighbors or my family or my friends. There's only such a small percentage of people that can hear me speak, right? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I hope people are ready to hear me, because if people aren't ready to hear me, I will have no business, and I'm going to have to like bring it all the way back down to the basics. And I love the intensity of these conversations. I love the activation and the trigger, and having these backwards and forwards conversations that people bring to my membership, that bring to my certification, is this, well, what about this? And I'm like, well, what about this? And maybe this, and maybe that, and maybe there is no right or wrong, or no definition, right? Maybe some people believe in dragons, and maybe some people, it's like, no, it's not in my reality, right? Maybe. One thing is for sure, if you understand your own energetics, if you understand the feeling of who you be, and I've showed you in the days previous to this how to access that, you can have a life of wealth and health beyond your wildest imagination, if you are willing to see how magnificent you truly be. Okay. 100% perfect. Oh, you're still here, Alice. Expanding so much over the last few days. Can you hear the riddles make sense? I'm glad the riddles make sense. Not everyone. Oh, hey, Leah. Yes, Hayden does have dragons. I can hear you. You're exactly what I need to. Yeah. Some people can't hear me, and some people in the past that haven't heard me have jumped out of my vortexes, and I've said, see you later with love, because they're not ready for me. I am intense. Some people will put me on a fucking pedestal, and I say, please bring me down. I am you and you are me. We are in a communion together, right? We're soul connecting. Soul connections come to me. I'm not here to persuade or convince. I will tell you how you can be in my membership. I can tell you how to be an MM. I will help you with any objections. If you're like, I'm not worthy, I don't have the money because I'm not worthy, I will help you coach through that and ask you, what do you really want, right? I will help you. You can jump on a call with me if you want, if you're seriously interested in magnificent mediumship. There's a payment plan. If this is the route you want to go down, right, I'm intense. I'm very dedicated to this life, this reality, and to these teachings. Some people, it's not their path, and that's perfectly okay as well. I'm literally making the spine for a dragon. I'm making beautiful. Hey, Christina. Yeah. Okay. I love this so much, but I'm going to go. I've been channeling so much this last few days. We've got 5 more days to go. This is my Sunday. So I'm going to go have a coffee, hang out with my beautiful husband, probably do some more deep dives into my own shadows today. I've been feeling a lot of emotions coming up. Thank you for being here. I've up-leveled and upgraded my spiritual awareness as well. This happens every time. This is why I love magnificent mediumship, the certification and magnificence. Like, I'm just so turned on by all of it. It is my soul's purpose, because when we come together, and some of you that have done it, like, comment, tell people if you've done this, because, and we come together and we create this together. I'm not the teacher, and I'm not here for you to, I am the teacher, but I'm not here for you guys to go, wow, I want to be human with you, to grow together. But I've got special codes, key codes from the guides that I share with you. And then, like, the lower expression of that is people might blame me for their shit or their results. And then I also say, don't do that, because we are here in communion together, co-creating, and I will help you to the best of my abilities and my superpowers. But we've got to take radical responsibility for ourselves, for our own finances, for our own choices. I will continue to show up in the highest frequency absolutely possible. I will go and have my tears and do my deep dives and my shadow work and my breath work, and I will still keep showing up for you. Okay. We've got 5 days together in this free challenge. Okay. This challenge is to awaken to your superpowers. I will go up and beyond. I was sitting there with Luke yesterday, and I said, I'm putting my heart and soul into this challenge, my heart and soul. So those who need to hear me, that need to come into magnificence, that need to come and do my certification will, because their lives will transform. We can't put a price on transformation like that. We just can't, for those that are ready. So much as, oh, hey, Sarah, soul sister. So if you are interested in knowing about magnificence, $19 a week, put a start in the chat box. If you want to know about MM, you want to jump on a call with me, if you are willing to invest the money or see how we can make it work, please don't just come on just to talk to me, because, just don't. I'm willing to talk to you. I'm willing to pull you a card. I'm willing to help with your objections, your worthiness wounds, willing to work in with the money. Like, I'm willing to go, hey, I've got a payment plan for you. You know, if you're ready to commit to your consciousness, yeah, we can jump on a call for that. Or if you want to know about my membership, I don't jump on a call for that because it's $19 a week. You can come in, you can leave if you want. I don't really care. It's for those who are ready, and people that come in, they cry with holy shit. Sending you guys so much love. Yeah, it's less than $30 a week. My last membership was $33 a week. This is an intro price, by the way. It's going up. Like, for those who are locked in at $19 USD, like you, Helen, you get to stay at $19 USD, but I will be putting it up because not $20 US under 30 New Zealand is ridiculous for what I'm giving. And I'm only allowed to do it for a limited time. Okay. If you pay for certification in full, you get $1,000 off. Just saying. Okay. This is intense. I love you guys. Let me know how this feels for you. Invite people. I'm giving away a 30-minute one-to-one session with me. Never do this. Never. My one-to-ones pay thousands of dollars to work with me. Okay. So, and also I do have a couple of spots for one-to-one, but if you want to win the 30-minute one-to-one session with me, and your life will transform in that reality, in that whatever. I'm starting to chunk out here. I need another coffee. You need to share. You need to take a screenshot of this. You need to share. You need to post on this group. Wow, I just did Victoria's motherfucking challenge, and what I learned was I have got behind here a list of names. And every time you share, I'm coming along to my piece of paper and I'm ticking it, right? I'm putting your name in. On the 5th day, I'm going to be saying who came to these lives, who interacted, who took the time, invested the time into showing up, who printed this off, right? Extra tick. Some of you don't have printers. You can just use your diary. That's fine. I'm here for the real deal. Okay. I'm here for you. So namaste. Have a beautiful day. See you later.